This podcast is part of the C-Suite Radio Network, turning the volume up on business.
We all know most executive level positions are not posted or advertised. So the big question is this: if those 100K plus jobs are not posted or advertised, how do you go about your job search in a way so you can find the right companies, connect with the right people, and land your next ideal opportunity as quickly as possible and without compromise? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Chris Kirkpatrick, and welcome to Executive Job Search Secrets. All right, hey everybody, it's Chris Kirkpatrick with the Executive Job Search Secrets podcast, and welcome to another episode. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that's really important, I think, as you get into your search to think about and put some intention about, and that is thinking about what sets you apart in your job search. Now, before I get into this too much, I do want to kind of apologize ahead of time. I'm dealing with a cold right now, and I'm losing my voice a little bit. You can probably hear it, but I'm going to battle through this because this is kind of on the top of my mind right now. And I was thinking about this because of a conversation that I was having with a client, and I just wanted to get this into a podcast form because I think it's going to be extremely beneficial for everybody, for you to think about ultimately. Now here's what I'm talking about. It's important as you go through your job search to really think about what sets you apart, because what has set you apart to this point in your career has obviously separated you from the pack enough so you're a top 2% performer, you're at the executive level, and you're having vastly more success than the average employee, right? And when you look at that and take that into consideration, it makes sense that you would, if you enter the job market, you would think that you shouldn't have any issues landing another opportunity. After all, you've had success. You've probably never really struggled too much. And when you have struggled, you've learned from it. It's made you better. And ultimately, that's why you are where you are. Here's where the problem or the challenge comes in, is that once you've reached this level that you're at the executive level, and you've hit six figures and you're doing this effectively, and you're looking to advance your level to the next, or your career to the next level, so to speak, and you're looking to find that next best position, that next ideal position, you are now in a candidate pool with a lot of other people that share your profile. They have similar degrees, similar backgrounds. You've got certain quantifiable results. Now, obviously, a lot of those things are unique from individual to individual. But at the end of the day, you're really competing with people whose profile is much more similar to you than it probably ever has been throughout your career as you've gone through a search. So it's important to think about, okay, what sets you apart? And as you think about that, what sets you apart is not so much your what we call commoditized results or background or resume. The commoditized results are those things that everybody else has, right? They're the attributes that you have that, quite frankly, you need them. They are almost your ticket just to get a spot on the field, to even have an opportunity to submit a resume or to have a conversation with somebody about this opportunity. Those commoditized results that you've had, or commoditized traits that you have in your resume, those are things that unfortunately most people lean on them and they speak to them, but that's not what's important. What really is going to set you apart is your passion. Now, you're going to hear me talk a lot about the importance of a passion statement, and there are a lot of reasons for that. I'm not going to get into a full-fledged podcast here on why passion statement is so important, but I'll say this: the passion statement is important for you because at the end of the day, you have to get up every day. You have to stay focused. You have to know and believe why you're getting up and looking for this job. Because the one thing I can promise through this search is that it's not going to be easy for you. You're going to have challenges. You're going to get told no a heck of a lot more often than you're told yes. I don't care what anybody tells you. That is the reality of the situation. You need to be prepared for that. And when it is hard, you need to be able to tap into that why, tap into the fact that you are passionate to go after what you're going after. And that is what your fuel is to drive you in this job search. Now, the great part about that is once you have that passion statement and you buy into that, when you've bought your own passion statement, that builds a certain level of authentic enthusiasm that's virtually impossible to fake. I mean, think about it this way. I always say that your job search is a sales job, right? So we're all aware, very keenly aware, I should say, when somebody is an inauthentic salesperson selling us or BSing us, but on the flip side, we all remember those people, those unique individuals that have worked with us, that have been that authentic salesperson, that have been there, that, kind of are there to serve us and help us and solve our problems, ask great questions, and they truly believed in what they were doing, and they knew that what they were doing and what they were selling was going to make a positive impact in the lives of whomever they were selling it to. And so that's where you have to dial in your passion. You have to really connect with your passion statement, because that's what's going to set you apart. I always tell people, everybody, you, the person who's looking to hire you, your kids, everybody, whatever it is, we all make decisions emotionally, and we validate those decisions with logic, period. So passion is where the emotion comes from. Passion is where people are going to relate to you and connect with you. Passion is where you're going to be able to establish a bond with somebody and build that bridge of connection and relationship with them. And now you want to stay professional, and there are ways to do this effectively, but you got to remember that your passion sells. If you can't get excited about you and what you do and how you can solve the problems for the company, and you can't articulate that you're just excited to get in there and get it done for them, how are they going to get excited about you? It's so funny. So many people I talk to, they're like, I don't get it. I don't see where the disconnect is. I know I could do the job. I know I'm better than the person that got the job. Well, that person was just better than you are at connecting with them and showing their passion. You may be better at doing the job. They were just more excited about doing that job, right? They were more passionate about doing that job. And at the end of the day, hiring organizations, decision makers, they are really more concerned about the passion, because that's what's going to drive everything. And passion drives speed. Now, I know this is going to sound a little bit corny, but when it comes to developing your brand, you need to get out of your head and get into your heart. Why? Because your why does not exist in your head. It resides in your heart. You're going to have a chance, plenty of opportunity to talk about your intellect, show how smart you are, show how you do, show what you do, and everything behind that shows the technicals of what you do. But everyone knows that stuff. That is not the stuff that differentiates you from the pack. You want to make sure to stand apart from the crowd. And if you want to do that effectively, you need to focus on your why. So the process of quote unquote rebranding yourself can have a dramatic effect. So we had a guy come in, a client, and when you looked at his background, he came in with a title of VP of Finance, right? And when we started going through his accomplishments, his historic success, his responsibilities, his present day role, all the things that kind of obviously build the equation there, it was easy to see that he was performing way beyond the expectations of a finance manager, VP of Finance. He was certainly a CFO quality candidate, right? And so that's where we knew we could help. We were able to bring him, repackage him, ask him great questions, help him walk through, and ultimately go through a transformation of being a VP to hitting the CFO, who was heartfelt, profound, and sincere in what he was going for. Now, it wasn't all the technicalities of his background and his successes and everything that separated him from the pack. It was the fact that people saw that he had a love for what he did. Yes, it's that old John Maxwell saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. But once they know how much you care, you better know something. So yeah, you need to make sure you check all the boxes from a technical perspective, right? But the bottom line is, if you can lead with your heart and show how much you care, show how passionate you are for this, that's what's going to set you apart in your job search. Now, I also know that this can be extremely uncomfortable. So if that is that way for you, you might want to talk to somebody. If you would love to have a conversation about this, or maybe if you're dreading having a conversation about this, maybe a different set of eyes, because it's hard to see the forest through the trees a lot of times. So when that happens, if you're in that position and you're looking for it, looking for some help, I'd be happy to get on the phone with you, have a conversation. all you have to do is go to careernextagency.com and enter your information, and we'll get on the phone. We'll pick a time. I'll reach out, and we'll connect. So anyway, I hope that helps. I hope this makes sense. But at the end of the day, once again, just to finish, passion sells. That's what sets you apart. Separate yourself from the commoditized traits and lead with your heart. Get out of your head, get into your heart, go out there, crush it. Have a blessed, inspirational day. I can't wait to talk to you on the next podcast. Are you tired of struggling with your job search? Are you having a hard time connecting with key decision makers, or struggling with knowing how to communicate your brand more effectively? Or maybe there's something else holding you back. Either way, our team is here to help and would love to give you a free 30-minute consult to hear about what you're doing, what you're looking for, and give you some advice on how to get there more effectively. All you have to do is go to www.careernextagency.com, and we'll talk to you soon.
Like what you just heard, visit c-suiteradio.com. C-Suite Radio, turning the volume up on business.